Hello, everybody. Hello. It's week 2 Fireside Friday. Come on in. Come on in. I'm just going to play some music and get this party started. And yeah, it'll be fun. Dave Wolf again. What can I say? Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Hey, John. Welcome. You made it. I'm just looking up some references here. Welcome in, everybody. Come on in. Hey, what's up? Welcome in. All right, guys. Thanks for coming and joining me. I know I'm real close to the screen. Sorry about that, but that's why I can read your guys' messages and stuff. All right, guys, it's week 2. It's Friday the 13th. What? Crazy. Maybe that's why week 1 was so weird and week 2 TNF was awful. God, it was gross. Cam, what do we do with Cam Newton, guys? What do we do? I don't even know. All right, so here's the deal. My name is Lauren. You guys can find me on social media at stepmomlauren. That's me. You guys can also find all my work, stepmomlauren.com. I mean, that's where all my stuff is. John, I'm going to have to talk about Cam a little bit. You can close your ears, though. I don't mind if you do that. I mean, sucks. But yeah, guys, this was supposed to be a bounce back game. Thank you. I'm going out tonight. It's my buddy's going away party, so I actually did my hair. It won't last, though. Humidity in Florida is terrible, so it'll just drop. Whatever. I don't know why I take the time to do it, but I feel nice for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, I put it up in a ponytail anyway. But anyway, yeah, we got to talk about TNF. I know you guys probably started Mike Evans. You're disappointed. Hopefully you didn't start Jameis Winston, although he didn't do too terribly like he did. Still wasn't awesome. Chris Godwin had a great game. I love that. Other side of the ball, Greg Olsen had a good game. I did put out an article saying that if you were desperate, especially with Hunter Henry news, and you had to play Greg Olsen, you should feel pretty good about it. And is Kyler Murray the GOAT yet? I don't know. He hasn't played week 2 yet. So I think you're going to ask me that every Fireside Friday. Hopefully we'll get closer and closer to me saying yes, because I would love that. So I know. You know what, Schultz? I agree. Norv Turner's got to go. That was my biggest issue. Not my biggest. My biggest issue was Cam. I mean, he looks terrible. His throwing motion's bad. His accuracy is terrible. They didn't run him at all. And it was terrible. It was awful. And then Norv Turner's play calling, I agree. What are you doing? He's got to go. He's like 85 years old. Retire. Just get over it. My shirt says, game day made me do it. So that's what my shirt says. Game day made me do it. I will be changing my clothes before I go out tonight. Like I said, going to a going away party, so it'll be fun. They need to start Will Greer, you know? It's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, Cam doesn't look right. Not so good. Game day bucket, go boom. Yeah. Ugh. So, guys, week 2, the Thursday night game, garbage. I mean, I had to start Cam. I'm in a league that is a super flex, and I have Cam Newton, and I picked up Sam Darnold for the upside. Sam Darnold has mono. Awesome. And Cam Newton sucks. So that's my league with Mark Drumheller from Sports Outliers. Hi, Jan Mania. How you doing? I'm doing great. It's Friday. Can't be any better. Love it. I know, Cam, right? And yeah, so I have like no quarterbacks, and it's really bad. I'm so desperate, I actually picked up Trevor Siemian off the waiver wire because there's nobody else. It's really, really, really sad. So I'm going to get crushed in that league. That's Mark Drumheller. I'm actually, I guessed on his podcast as like a fantasy expert, and I'm getting my ass kicked in that league, like hard. So, I know, Gardner Minshew, he was another one. It was between him or Trevor Siemian. I wasn't quite sure, so I actually have a waiver out on both. We'll see what comes up on tomorrow. I think waiver's clear tomorrow. And you're trying to get rid of Cam ASAP. Guys, I know, right? He says, ouch. So FF Siegelator says, ouch, Trevor. Yeah, I know. I'm out of options. I'm really out of options. We'll see how that league goes. I'm not holding my breath on my finish in that league, but whatever. Yeah, so John, I would do the same thing. John says he's benching him. He's going to hold for now. That's what I would do. Guys, it is still Cam Newton. If you guys ever played cornhole or bags, whatever you get, bag toss, whatever name you want to call it, I love that game. I happen to be pretty good at it, but it takes me a little while to get into the groove. You know, it takes me a little while to start really seeing that hole, hitting it, getting on the board. He started to light it up a little bit at the end of the fourth. Lanky, not so smooth. It was a terrible game. It was not a great game. It was a terrible game, unless you're a Bucs fan. But just fans of football in general, the 2 Thursday night games have been trash. So, whatever. But I wouldn't freak out and get rid of him quite yet. I would hang on to him, and then we'll see what he does over the next couple weeks. But, you know, whatever. Yeah. But you're awful. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. Cornhole is a great game. I love it, love it, love it. Trade value for Cam Newton is terrible. You cannot trade him at a worse time. His value is the lowest it's ever going to be. So if you really want to get rid of Cam, you wait until he has a blow-up game, then you trade him. If you don't want him on your squad, you're done with it, he's dead to you. Hang on to him till he has a great game, then get rid of him. Don't trade him now. You're going to get trash for him. And then, hi, Tim. How are you? My day is going very well. It's Friday. It's been a busy day. Very busy day. Just got done recording a podcast with 5 Yard Rush. They are fantastic. So that podcast by 5 Yard Rush, go subscribe to their pod. They're wonderful, hilarious. Really like those guys. One of them was not available, so I got to fill in. And I was I'll call myself a co-host because I like to feel special. I feel special by that. And, okay. So, yeah, week 2, Fireside Friday. Again, guys, I'm Stepmom Lauren. I'm here for fantasy football. If you're not here for fantasy football, get out. I don't want to hear any of your crap, garbage, anything you're going to try to say to me that has nothing to do with fantasy football. I will block you. Just letting you know. Friendly way to just let you know. This isn't the place to be weird. This isn't a place to judge me or anybody else who has questions. So, with that in mind, thank you, John. Starter sit. Here we go. This is what I want, guys. Your starts and your sit questions. DJ Chark or Malcolm Brown in the flex. Is it PPR or standard? If it's PPR, I would actually, you know what? I think in both cases I would go Malcolm Brown. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do the trusty Google machine. Let's see what they have to say about it. Okay, so it is DJ Chark interests me, but I like Malcolm Brown a little bit better because he seems to be getting the goal line work. But you never know if they're going to decide to be all trickery and for some reason want to start, well, not for some reason, for the only reason, play Todd Gurley, so you don't really know what his value is going to be. And my computer is frozen. That stinks. Sorry, guys. Hang on a moment while I see if I can fix this. And looks like I can't. That stinks. Okay. Try again. I'm going to say Malcolm Brown. Simply because of the volume I think he might get, and Gardner Minshew, we don't really know too much about it. What's up, TK Skater? How you doing? Welcome in. So, let's see. And guys, if you have questions like these that I don't answer right off the top of my head, I always go and double check my answers. I mean, I don't know everything. And if I did, then I wouldn't be playing fantasy football, or I would. It would just be from the island that I know. So, didn't the Texans cut their slot cornerback? Think Chark might have matched the game. There's always that. Both of those guys have a low floor. Both of them also have a higher ceiling. So, I think just whatever, I mean, look at your projections too. So, should I start? I really like DJ Chark. I'm just not sure about Gardner Minshew. I would love to say that he's going to be absolutely great. Hi, Dan. Welcome. Thank you for making it. I like it. So, let's see. Hi, Randy. Thank you so much for joining. Would you trade Leonard Fournette for Todd Gurley if you have Malcolm Brown? Yeah, I would. I absolutely would. I like that trade. I would go ahead and go get Todd Gurley. I like it, for sure. And, let's see. I'm going to go to my Fantasy Footballers website and go ahead and double check that. DJ Chark or Malcolm Brown. Yeah, John, he agrees in a heartbeat. And then, hey, Joe, welcome in. Allen Robinson, Emmanuel Sanders, Corey Davis, Kenny Galladay, standard pick 2. F. Corey Davis, he's trash. Although, Allen or Emmanuel Sanders, Kenny Galladay, you know, I do kind of like Kenny Galladay. Why do you have to give me these hard questions, Joe? I don't like it. Okay, so yeah, it looks like the fantasy footballers agree. It's going to be a Malcolm Brown kind of game, but let me just double check that too with the PPR. If you need upside, Chark could be your guy, but don't forget, guys, there's Dede Westbrook, there's Keelan Cole, there's Marquise Lee, there's Chris Conley. There's a lot of mouths to feed in that Jags offense, so you really never know what could be going on with that. So yeah, looks like Malcolm Brown's going to be your guy. Sorry guys, my computer's having it's on the fritz right now. So, hey Joe, message me that question so I can do all 4 of those guys for you, because I don't really know about Emmanuel Sanders with Joe Flacco. That hurts my soul. I despise Corey Davis. So by default, that leaves Allen Robinson and Kenny Galladay, which I'm really not all that impressed with either. So message me that so I can have a chance to look at that a little bit deeper. Just FYI. Cool. Let's move on. All right. Let's see. Jacksonville has the easiest QB schedule the rest of the year. Sure. But we're talking about Gardner Minshew, so we don't know. He could light it up. He could suck. Who knows? So John says Allen Robinson and Kenny Galladay. I mean, by default, yeah, I agree, but I kind of want to look at it. I don't like Corey Davis. I don't know why everybody loves Corey Davis. He's so hit or miss, usually miss. Marcus Mariota, he did well. He played well. I thought it was an A.J. Brown and it was an Adam Humphries game. I don't know. I don't like Corey Davis, but he's so confusing. I hate starting him because he's like the Amari Cooper when he played for Oakland Raiders. As soon as you sit him, he's going to give you 40 points. As soon as you start him, he's going to give you a goose egg or 2. You never know with him. I hate Corey Davis. Get rid of him. Trade him away. Trade him to anyone except my brother. Don't give him to him. All right. NFL see you later, and they could give Fournette 25 to 30 carries to ease Gardner too much. FFC you later, they could. My biggest fear with Fournette is John DeFilippo, who is their offensive coordinator, and he was fired from the Vikings because I just saw drop Corey Davis. He was fired from the Minnesota Vikings because he didn't run Dalvin Cook. Now, Dalvin Cook is really good. We saw that. We know this, okay? But he refused to run Dalvin Cook. He has never coached for or been on an offense that has run the ball more than 40 or 43% of the time. He is a pass-heavy offensive coordinator. Now, if Doug Marrone gets involved, and if Leonard Fournette can line up inside like Zach Ertz did on the 2017 Eagles when they won the championship, when DeFilippo was the quarterback's coach for Nick Foles, which is why we loved this situation so much, maybe he can get involved in the passing game a little bit. But I have never been high on Leonard Fournette this year because of DeFilippo. So he could get 25 to 30. He could get those goal line touches. That would mean it would be like a personality coaching transplant from DeFilippo. And that could be possible because I give him 4 to 5 weeks of him actually running Fournette until he is forgotten and then suddenly becomes the water boy. That's what I worry about. So you are my hero for that take on Davis. Thank you. The Ball Blast girls agree too. Let's see. They drafted at 5. They have to use him. Too talented. They don't have to use anybody. Ask for Rashad Penny. And let's see. Douglas Moody. And I'll just call you Doug. Doug, you've got McLaren. Drop him for free agent. Wow. So Westbrook, Sutton, and Hardman are all in free agents? I don't know if I'm reading that right. Out of the 4, I would like to have McLaren, Westbrook, and Hardman. Those are the 3 that I want in order. If you're in PPR, it would be Westbrook, McLaren, Hardman. Understand that Westbrook in PPR is going to get a lot of volume within the lines. I don't know what his touchdown situation is going to look like with Gardner Minshew, because it seems like he did kind of rely on Chris Conley and DJ Chark too. I like Mecole Hardman because I don't think Sammy Watkins is sustainable. He's always injured. I think this was an outlier game for him. Week 1, possibly another outlier this week coming up too, which would not surprise me. But McLaren is on the field all the time. So we need to see how that quarterback situation bears out, because it's, the Redskins. It's terrible. So, but I do like Terry McLaurin a lot. I do like Mecole Hardman a lot. But if you're in a PPR, Westbrook's going to be a little safer if that helps. And let's see. Didn't Fournette get 6 targets last week? He may have. I do not have those numbers in front of me. I don't know, Randy. You guys can look that up. ask me later so I can put that out on Twitter just to let you know. And that's 6 targets in the passing game. That's good. If he can get involved in the passing game, then he is going to have life on that offense. If he can't get involved in the passing game, I really worry about his production in fantasy. In fact, he's one of my bust candidates because of that. But that was when Nick Foles was going to be the quarterback. So this is all a very confusing situation right now that we don't really know what's going to happen. So, let's hope that Fournette gets involved, because as much as I'd like to be right that he's a bust, I don't want to wish that on anybody. Ball Blast! Hey, Michelle! I just brought you up a little bit ago. Yes, I like Terry McLaurin a lot. Only because his name kind of sounds like mine too, McLaurin, Lauren. I'm just kidding. I like him anyway. I got you, girl. I've got you. And Doug, sorry, in standard. Then I would avoid D.D. Westbrook. I would go look at McLaren and then Mecole Hardman. Mecole Hardman, until we know how he's going to be involved in this offense, I think long-term is going to be... They're both going to be good long-term. I like both of those guys. Put a waiver out, pick them both up, see if you can get them both on your roster in some way, and just see how they pan out. Hey, Arsenal, how you doing? Do I like DK Metcalf this week? I do. I do like DK Metcalf. Who are they playing? They're playing the Steelers. Patriots kind of carved them up. Again, they are the Patriots. So I do. Russell Wilson looks like he likes to target DK Metcalf. What's his face? My boy. Why did I just say what's his face? Tyler Lockett is just coming off the injury report. So he's now healthy. I do see him getting a little bit more involved than he did last week. But I still think DK Metcalf is a freak of an athlete. So I do like him this week as well. And then, let's see. Just traded away Penny for LaShawn McCoy. Okay. And should I start him over Josh Jacobs? No. You want to start Josh Jacobs. Love him this week. Interesting trade. I don't mind it. But do not sit Josh Jacobs. Play him. And then, that's why you like the song, Michelle. Okay, I get it. I like it. Waller or Andrews? Kevin, I like your embarrassment of riches. Waller or Andrews? This is literally like nearly a 50-50 split. What does your gut say? Because there's no wrong answer to that. Play AB if you are super desperate in a really, really big league that like AB is one of your only options as a flex. Sure. I wouldn't. Not this week. We need to see what's going on. He's had 4 days to get involved with the playbook and get to know it. I don't know how much I like that. Have him, hang on to him. What you're going to do with AB is trade him away when he has a super duper big boom game. I personally would not want to deal with the headache of Antonio Brown. And Kevin, you said that Gordon is better than Antonio Brown. Possibly. We'll see. I agree with you. Actually, no, I don't agree with you. AB is actually better than Josh Gordon. But we're going to see who gets the targets. And it's the Patriots. Their favorite guy is Julian Edelman. So we're going to see how that goes. You dropped AB in a salary cap league. That's interesting. I would have held on to him just to trade him. Wait till he has a huge, huge boom game and then be like, look how great AB is, but I need running back depth. Who needs AB? Because his name is still AB. His name alone has value. I would do that. And Stoney, you grabbed AJ Green. Okay, he was running on a treadmill, so that's good news. Adding AB back to the Bengals is actually best for Tyler Boyd. So once AJ Green comes back, those Tyler Boyd owners, you are going to be happy. Until then, he's still going to be the one seeing double coverage, and Ross is going to be the one getting most of the targets. That's how I see it. I could be wrong. I don't know. I can't predict the future. Like I said, if I could, I'd have a lottery ticket and I wouldn't be doing this. Terry McLaurin or Jamison Crowder? That is really hard. 2-on-1, because Sam Darnold, I guess, is making out with teenagers and got mono. Who gets mono? Unless you're in high school. That's weird. I know. It's crazy. So he has mono. That means Trevor Siemian is the backup. That's very depressing. Jamison Crowder is probably going to see probably still see some more targets. Michelle, what do you think? I think I kind of like going with Terry in this one because he's on the field so often, but that's kind of a 50-50 split. Let's see what Fantasy Pros has to say. I really like doing that. Then we'll see what the fantasy footballers have to say. So, we're talking Jamison Crowder or Terry McLaurin. If my computer decides it actually wants to work, which would be so great if it did. What kind of a cool name is Jamison? That's a cool name. Although I think my maiden name is cooler. Okay, thanks for bearing with me here, guys. Where's your boy Keelan Cole? I know, man, there's so many mouths to feed there. So many mouths to feed in the Jacksonville offense. Ugh, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's very hard. Okay, so it looks like in standard, Fantasy Pros does like Jamison Crowder. So I just, yeah. Chris Herndon's not there. Robbie Anderson's still kind of banged up. So that's in standard Jamison Crowder. Let's see what they say about PPR. Still going to be Jamison Crowder. I think Terry McLaurin has really high upside, but a really low floor, which is, I think, something you need to be aware of when you're starting your lineup. So Jamison Crowder definitely is the safer choice. You did have to ask a tough one, 2-on-1 fantasy. But you know what? I appreciate that. I like it when you guys give me hard questions because that means I learn as well, which is great. We all want to learn something new every day. What do I think of the carry-on usage, or what do I think of the carry-on usage this week? I think I'll see a little bit more. My buddy Joe, who was on here before, was really upset with the amount of touches that CJ Anderson got out of this. It is depressing, and it's worrisome, but not panicky. So I think he will see a little bit more usage coming into it. Remember, they're trying to make sure that carry-on doesn't get hurt. So that's something to be aware of when you have him. So if you need to, maybe in a couple weeks after this, if you're, several weeks after this, if you need a handcuff, grab CJ Anderson. But CJ Anderson is going to be a headache. I do like carry-on still this week. Just beware that his touches may go up a little. It's just going to depend on what Matt Patricia wants to do. So we'll see. Who do they play? They play the Chargers. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I don't hate Carry-On Johnson. I hope it's better than last week, though. It was really cool. It was like 3 touches right out of the gate, and then it was like, where'd he go? Carry on, my wayward son. Where did you go? Love that name. Bob Blast, you like McLaurin? Okay, so see, there you go. So Fantasy Pros and myself say Jamison Crowder. Michelle from Blah Blast says Terry McLaurin. Again, it's going to depend on what your needs are. If you need a high upside guy, I'd go McLaurin. If you need a little bit more safety, maybe a lower ceiling, I would go Jamison Crowder. Depends on what your roster is going to need. No Darnold equals no Crowder. Yeah, that's a problem. But the thing with Trevor Siemian, he can't throw the ball. So if Crowder continues to play where he's playing, he's going to be the only one able to catch the ball. So I don't know. That's what I think. But I think either way, it's true. Jan Veda, you make a really good point. Without Sam Darnold, there's no Crowder. Very true. It's an Irish liquor, I know. I love Irish liquor. I love Bailey's. Bailey's is so great. All right. Start Fournette over Le'Veon Bell because of the possible injury concern. Keep an eye on it. I would definitely keep an eye on it. Let's see. Jags, yeah. If he's super questionable and you're not sure, I'm not really sure I have a problem with that because they're going to need to rely on Fournette, and let's hope it stays that way for the remainder of the season and he doesn't get phased out. But in these first couple of weeks where there's a lot of pressure on DeFilippo to come in and use Leonard Fournette, especially because he's healthy, then I don't necessarily mind that one, Randy, if that helps. Is Chubb going to get it going this week? Ask his offensive line. That's going to be a big issue, Kevin, because the offensive line looked terrible. Not only that, but one of the guys got himself kicked out of the game. Who does that? At home. What are you thinking? So he got kicked out of the game. They had to move left and right tackles around and whatever. Baker didn't look very good, but I blame that O-line. So it's really going to depend on the offensive line whether or not Nick Chubb can be a little bit better against the Jets. Actually, you know what? I was going to go do something here. I want to look at, so the Jets defense, fantasy points against, and this is, guys, what I do too. Again, for those of you just joining me, here's the problem. Wait, I didn't mean to say problem. I just read something on there. Okay. I do Fantasy Pro start, sit. I do the Fantasy Footballers start, sit tools. Always. I double check what I think is correct. Always. I'm not one of those people that's just going to start rattling off names without double checking it. So let's see. We're going to go Nick Chubb and take a look at this. Okay, so according to NFL.com in 2018, all right, the Jets are ranked. Let me go. Ooh. So the Jets are ranked 12th against the running back. Okay, they've allowed 12 touchdowns, 1,500 yards on 351 attempts. That's not awesome for Chubb. I would understand if you have to start him, but temper your expectations. They've also only allowed 4 touchdowns to pass catching running backs. If you're a Nick Chubb owner, sooner rather than later, go get Kareem Hunt, because once he comes back, if that O-line is still as bad as it is, they're going to need a better pass-catching running back than Nick Chubb. Let's hope that's not the case, because I like Nick Chubb, and I don't like Kareem Hunt as a person. Okay, you feel the same about Kerryon Johnson. That's great. And then, hey, girl, hey, great face. Now, none of that, because this is fantasy football, but thank you. And then Kevin, okay, is Love... I don't know who that is. Worth an ad from the Skins in deep. Oh, okay. It depends on how deep your league is. I wasn't sure if you were talking about somebody else. You're talking about Bryce Love. Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't do it to the detriment of your team, though. Don't drop somebody who's going to be a good wide receiver because you're looking at Bryce Love. And Terry McLaurin's there. Adrian Peterson's coming back. He was a healthy scratch, so therefore he has a big chip on his shoulder. But if you want to see if you can get ahead of the curve and it's not going to hurt you to pick him up, why not? So John says 24 catches for 65 yards coming. I'm not sure who that's for. And let's see, Randy Bell is on Monday night, so that's your concern. That is a concern. Let's look at the Browns. That is a concern. And I think they're going to rest him, which is likewise a concern. So the Browns are ranked 21st last year, 2018. The Browns were ranked 21st against the running back. They allowed 1,734 yards and 14 touchdowns to rushing quarterbacks. So if Le'Veon plays, he's going to feast. And then let's see, we've got the Chargers are ranked 26th. I don't know. I actually might start Fournette. I don't know. I need to figure that out. Yeah. Let me figure that out, Randy. Message me that again on Sunday morning after I've had a time to think about it, because that's a tough choice. It's hard to sit Le'Veon Bell, but I don't know if I hate that. So Tim, you need to keep one. Christian Kirk, Tyrell Williams, McLaurin, or Gallup. Whew, that is hard. Okay, out of those four, I'm gonna stick with Tyrell Williams. I love Christian Kirk. I love Terry McLaurin, and I love Michael Gallup. But out of those four, I think Tyrell Williams is going to give you the most production for the season. I like him because he's the wide receiver one now with Antonio Brown gone. I hope that helps. And let's see, you have Kelsey. Should you drop Kirk for Hawkinson? No, I wouldn't do that. If you need someone to stream on a bye week, would be the only reason I would do that, Tim. But you have Travis Kelce. He's a really good tight end. So the only time you're going to be playing Hawkinson is in a flex, unless you're in a 2 TE league. And I think there are other players that you should flex over someone like TJ Hawkinson, if that makes any sense. So I wouldn't drop Christian Kirk for that, because there's still more I think we have to see. Yeah, Bryce Love. Again, if you're in a super deep league and it's not a detriment to your team and you might want to get ahead of that waiver curve if he explodes, sure. And John, Bryce Love, interesting. Yeah, that was a very interesting question. I like it. You might drop Trey Quinn. Nicely done, Lauren. Trey Quinn. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Out of those two, I think I like Quinn a little more, but if you want to be spicy, I don't usually have a problem with that. Stanford guy. Yep. Thank you, John. So guys is done. You guys, I do not see Geis coming back this season. They think he will. I don't think he will. So yeah, now's the time to get rid of Geis. Injured reserve if you have to, or sell him if someone's still going to be suckered into it. But bye-bye. There he is, Geis, unfortunately. And let's see. That was about Crowder. Okay, thank you, John. And then Dan, what do you think about Darwin Thompson out of the picture for a while? Yes, I do. Unless it's going to be like a... Sorry about that, guys. I double tapped the screen on accident. Unless it's going to be like a fluke. Hard to guess those. Yeah, I'm out on Darwin Thompson, unfortunately. He looked like he had some pretty good skills. So we'll see how that goes later on as the weeks go. Hopefully no one gets hurt. So sell Geis in Dynasty. I don't play Dynasty, so that's for Michelle. Not quite sure how that's going to go because I don't play it, so I don't know it very well. So ask Ballblast. Ballblastem. At Ballblastem. BALLBLASTEM. Ask her. She'll be able to help you with that. And then, so Michelle, Bella's going to eat. So she likes Le'Veon Bell. The only thing, I agree. I think he's going to do great. My only issue is if he's actually going to play, which with Sam Darnold out, they may not have a choice. They may have to play him. So maybe that answers your question. It's good to have Fournette and Le'Veon Bell, though. I like those two. But yeah, I don't hate starting Fournette over Le'Veon Bell if you're super duper worried. But if I were in your position, I would also start Le'Veon Bell. Okay, Gallup is a stud. He is a stud. There's no doubt about that. But Amari Cooper is the wide receiver 1. Tyrell Williams is the wide receiver 1. So in Tim's Westby's case, I would personally stick with Tyrell Williams. You like spicy chicken? That's great. Then be spicy. It's supposed to be fun, guys. Fantasy football is supposed to be fun. So you do you. So Will Jenks, you have Lockett, Landry, or John Brown in PPR. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to lean either Tyler Lockett or John Brown. John Brown's your deep ball threat, though. So is Tyler Lockett. I don't know. I like Lockett. I like Lockett there. Let's see what these other folks say. Let's do Tyler Lockett. Oh, John Brown, right? How cool is that? I love that storyline. And Josh Allen. Why didn't I pick him up? Which I did in my fake draft with Kate Michelle, the Ball Blast girls, and they all made fun of me. Look who's laughing now, Michelle. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Jarvis, Landry. So we're going to decide in a full PPR. I'm assuming pick 1. Lockett, Tyler Lockett, John Brown, or Jarvis Landry. And let's see. I like Tyler Lockett personally. Let's see what Fantasy Pros says. Yep, so Fantasy Pros is in agreement. Tyler Lockett, 84-12 at John Brown and 4% at Jarvis Landry. So stick with Lockett. I know he didn't get the target share that you wanted over DK Metcalf, but I still like Lockett. He's the man. I like him. And Tim, you said Standard League, need to flex. David Montgomery, Marvin Jones Jr., John Ross, or Christian Kirk. I would go David Montgomery here. That's a tough one. I would go David Montgomery here. What do you guys think you should do? I like Montgomery. I like Montgomery in Standard. I think he's going to start seeing a lot more targets after his amazingness actually came out to the forefront. So, Tim there, I do like Montgomery. Let's do one more of these. So, guys, I do this in case you're just joining me. This is Fantasy Football. I'm Stepmom Lauren. Right now, I'm just double checking to make sure that I am giving you guys the right advice because I don't want to give you crap advice and then you're like, oh my God, Lauren sucks. I don't like that. I don't want to suck. I want to be good. So that's why I always get expert advice. And that's a great team, by the way, Tim. I like your options there. And you're in Standard. Let's see what Fantasy Pros says. Fantasy Pros does agree to go with David Montgomery there. So, yeah, I was right. All right. Let's see. He says he's going to play. Bell's going to play. Okay, good. Then I would say go ahead and go with Bell. I'm not up on that news. So thank you very much, Michelle, for helping me out there. She is not going to sell Darius Geis right now in Dynasty. She's going to hold on to him. He does get healthy. He has such little value right now. True. So you're not really trading him for very much. Tyler, you want Fitzgerald or Ross in PPR? Man, go with old man Larry. Come on. Larry is so good. I love Larry Fitzgerald, and it seems like he's the go-to right now for Kyler Murray. I like Larry Fitzgerald. I really hope it's Larry Fitzgerald. I'm going to double check this one too. Guys, I think John Ross is a little hyped here. He's super duper fast. I get it. I worry about that. John Ross might be like the instant gratification because once AJ Green comes back, John Ross is out. Because once AJ Green comes back, that means Tyler Boyd gets open because AJ Green gets double coverage. So beware on picking up Ross and being too high on him. So Fantasy Bros agrees with Larry Fitzgerald. That's in a Standard. Let's see what they do with a PPR. Still Larry Fitzgerald. So you got to go with old man Larry. I love him. And John says hi, Michelle, by the way, in case you can't read it, which I'm sure you can. All right. So, yeah, this is about fantasy football. This is what we're doing. Starts and sits for fantasy football. And then, Tyler, I got you, buddy. Thanks for repeating that, so make sure I had that right. And then you have a lot of Ross and Kirk and Lees. Yeah, they're both good. Just beware of Ross because I think that's a short-term thing. And then, let's see, we've got Djax, D.D. Westbrook, or Marvin Jones. PPR, need to Deshaun Jackson and D.D. Westbrook. D.D. Westbrook, I think, is going to get a lot of volume on the field because he gets targeted a lot. So I like Deshaun Jackson, and I like D.D. Westbrook. Marvin Jones has high upside. I like that too. But personally, for me, I like Deshaun Jackson and D.D. Westbrook. And then you're leaning towards Montgomery. Nope, you're good. You were right. You were leaning towards, I know everybody loves him, but Fantasy Pros does too. And where's my Friday drink there? It's right here. I've got it. I just didn't want to like set it right here because then I would drink it too fast. It needs to, want it to last for a little while. So Larry had 9 yards going into the fourth quarter. He still scores touchdowns. That's what he does. He's good at it. Fantasy Pros agrees. Michelle doesn't. Hit her up if you want a little bit more explanation on that if it helps. Baker or Kyler? Go Kyler Murray. I worry about Baker's offensive line, to be honest, and he plays on Monday night, so you're going to require a lot of points from him if that's what you're going to rely on. I don't like it. And the Cardinals are, no, shoot, you know what, I lied. They're playing the Ravens. That's disgusting. Can you stream someone besides Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield? Gross. I don't like either of those guys. Hold on. I was so worried about it. We were so hyped on him coming into the season, but his offensive line, it's not necessarily all of his fault, which kind of sucks. Hi, Stoney. How are you doing? Okay, so the experts picked Baker, probably because Kyler's playing the Ravens. So I can't remember who asked me if Kyler Murray's the GOAT. I think we can start putting him in that category if he decimates the Ravens. How about that? So yeah, play Baker if there's not anyone better to, exactly, Lamar Jackson time. Play Baker, drink, and pray. Maybe Josh Allen, yeah. I mean, I kind of like Josh Allen's matchup too. Like the Bills are playing the Giants. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So, guys, it's about 5 o'clock. I know it's only been about half an hour, but I need to get ready, kind of change my outfit in order to go. Goff for Kyler Ryan. Goff. Jared Goff for sure. Kyler Murray, like I said, is going up against the Ravens, and this should be a bounce-back game for Jared Goff. Unfortunately, Cam did not have that success against the Bucky Niners. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, maybe I do need to go. The Bucky Niners. I'll just start calling them that just for fun now. And Jags guy with the communication degree. I don't know who that is. Sorry. I don't follow those guys in their majors. All right, cool. So I am going to let you guys go. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope your Sunday is great. Tweet me. Let me know what you're thinking during those Sunday matchups. And I'll probably be crying. Sad day. Wah. It's going to be one of those things where hopefully it's not like week 1 where everything was absolutely crazy. And yeah. That's it, guys. You can find me at Stepmom Lauren, or you can go to my website, stepmomlauren.com. I'll be here next Friday. I'll also be here next Wednesday, breaking down TNF, and just dropping some knowledge. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. Michelle, thanks for chiming in and helping me out with those dynasty questions and also other start sits. Look at Fantasy Pros. Look at Fantasy Footballers. Obviously, go to Fantasy Footballers first. They're my people. As backup, ask experts. Tweet us. Tweet anyone. Get as much knowledge as you can, and guys, don't forget to have fun. All right, guys, be safe. Have a wonderful weekend.